Yo, what's going on YouTube? Mega Fido here, and today I'm going to be going over 4 things you can do as a solo Pokemon player. Like if you're not into competitive or you don't really want to like shiny hunt or something like that, you still want to like battle and play some of the games, but you're tired of playing the old games and you don't want to play online, or maybe you just don't have online. I'm going to talk about 4 things that I like doing when I'm in the mood to play some Pokemon. So yeah, let's get right into it. So one of the things I like doing as a solo Pokemon player are Rom hacks. Okay, Rom hacks are quick, easy to download, so you can play and try a bunch of them pretty quickly. And there's plenty of great ones out there. You got Emerald Elite Redux, which if you have seen anything on my channel, that's what we're playing here. Plenty of videos, plenty of fun on this game. We got Radical Red, there's Unbound, Crystal Clear is a really good one for Game Boy Color if you're into that. And there's always plenty of new ones popping up with plenty of YouTube videos, and people are playing them, so you can kind of watch those and get a feel for how they are, and you can kind of see what you like. Like they have megas or like Fakemon, or if you're like wanting like a casual one, like Crystal Clear is pretty casual, or you want something difficult, like Emerald Redux is pretty hard if you're not like super into competitive. So if you're in the mood for something and you need some kind of new Pokemon adventure, a ROM hack is pretty great for you. So a thing I've loved doing over the last few years is creating my own custom game. So it all started with Pokemon Heart Gold being like too easy and the teams being kind of trash, and I just wanted like a little bit of a challenge. So I would change the Pokemon and moves of like my rival, and if you're going to do that, you want to pick your starter beforehand, like know who you want. That way you don't have to change 3 sets of his team. But I would change my rival, I would change all the gym leaders, the trainers in the gym leaders, in the gyms, all the evil bosses, all the grunts. Not too detailed on the grunts because, like, you know, there's like a million of them, but I'd like give them like a shiny or like a Poochyena or something. I changed the Elite Four, the rematches, and like boss fights like Red, and make them like really difficult and have unique teams. And no, I would try not to repeat. I would try to like use every single like legendary, because you don't see them a lot in the games. You never really fight them. So I just kind of wanted to switch it up. Like I gave Red Arceus because obviously he's the last he's the last player you fight. And I've done this for Heart Gold, Black 1, Black 2, Oras, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. The footage here is from Sword. I've done it in Sword. And now this does take some time depending on how detailed you want to get with it. Like if you don't want to change that much, you want kind of close to the base game and you just want to have a little bit of a challenge, you know, you don't have to change that much. And I will say it's easier for like gens 6 and above because the UI is just better and you can do a lot more. But it's still doable. Like I said, I did it for Heart Gold. It just has some limits. But it's super rewarding to work on, and you get really excited about actually playing it while you're working on it. Like, you know, you get some more ideas and you're like, man, I just can't wait to get into it. So it's a fun little project to work on. There's plenty of tutorials on YouTube that can like set you up, because there's a bunch of different programs depending on the generation, depending on the game. Like I said, it's a little harder on the earlier gens, but it's still doable. It's a little weird for Black and White. You have to like split it in half and everything. It's kind of weird, but it's still doable. And I can try to assist you in the comments if you have any questions. It's been a while since I've done, you know, the earlier gens, but there's definitely a lot of YouTube videos out there that you can watch that should help you. So, using Sword and Shield as an example, you're going to want to use PKNX to edit the ROM. So, as you can see here, you can just go into trainers, and it gives you the list of all the trainers that you can edit. So, let's just go to Mustard, right? Hold on, let's do his other team. So, this is his final team in the game, right? Like, so you can look at his Mienshao, and you can make it whatever you want. So, if you want him to have a Zekrom, and you want it to be shiny, you go for it. You set him in there, and now he's got a shiny Zekrom as his first Pokemon. And then you can also go to its stats. You can make its EVs like super crazy if you want to go 250 on the attack and 250 on special attack. And you want to give it Hyper Beam. Who knows? Whatever you want to give. You can give it Hydro Pump. It doesn't matter. Nothing's illegal because, you know, there's no hack check or anything like that. So you can just go through and edit all of the fights you want to edit. Hop fights. You gotta, you know, make sure you're doing the right ones. Like I said, if you picked Grookey, he's gonna have this team, so you're gonna edit the right team and everything. So you just go through and edit all the teams you want to do. You can get as detailed as you want. You can give them whatever you want, shiny, non-shiny. You can mess with the AI. You can make it a double battle. You can also change the Pokemon themselves. Like, if you want to buff up Bulbasaur, if you want him to have, you know, more speed, you want him to be a little speedster, there you go. Now he's got 60 speed. Go back in, and look, he's still got 60 speed. You can change his abilities. You can do whatever you really want. So if you think, you know, Ledian, I don't think he's in this game, actually. Is he? No, he's not in the game. Okay, well, bad example. But if you, whatever you want, if you want these Pokemon to be good, you can just change them. You can't add Pokemon into Sword and Shield, at least not through this. You can change shinies, you can change trades, you can change items. Like, it's really nice. You can just customize and do whatever you want. So, yeah, this is like easier for the higher gens. It's a lot harder for Gen 4. You can't do as much as like this stuff. You can probably only change like trainers in Gen 4, but you know, if you want to, go for it. Another thing I like to do is in-game tournaments. So the structure goes like this: create a team of 6, and since we're going to be fighting the Elite Four, you want to make them about 8 to 10 levels underneath the Elite Four's like average, because their AI is trash and you're going to body them otherwise. So you need a little bit of like resistance, a little bit of a challenge. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and create this using Pokemon Showdown. It's like a team builder tool online. It's just a lot easier to make teams. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. If you just want to just use 6 Pokemon and go straight up, because sometimes the Elite Four is like a little easier. So, but if you want to, you know, use a team creation tool, Pokemon Showdown is definitely gonna help. And we're gonna be fighting the Elite Four and just evaluating who the best Pokemon is on your team and who the worst is. And when we're done, we are going to rank them and repeat. So as you can see here, I've done it for multiple teams. So this slot right here would be the number 1, and this would be the number 2, 3, 4, 5, and Talonflame was the worst on that team. So you just kind of go through and you're going to do this. You're going to repeat this 36 times, okay? Because that's how you're going to get to round 2. So this is a little bit of a commitment. But I really like seeing who the best is in the games. Plus, it's an opportunity to use different Pokemon. I found like a new appreciation for a bunch of mons like Wishiwashi and Whimsicott and like Luminion, for an example. And you just, you know, you really use a bunch of Pokemon that you've never really used before in different ways. And after you've evaluated all the teams, we go to round 2, okay? So you're going to take it to the next level. Alright, so you're going to take the number 1 Mon on each team and create a team with those, okay? So these were all the number 1 on their respective teams, and then you make a team with them. And you're going to evaluate again. So you're not going to fight the Elite Four. It's better to do like maybe like a hidden champion, like Morimoto fight or something like that. Or like in the case of Sword and Shield, I did like Peony, Honey, and Mustard, because they're like stronger than the Elite Four and they have like unique teams. So I would take these teams and go up against them, and then who was the best out of that, they would get the number 1. So the number 1 of these teams would create the final champion team, and you could see who the best is. So this is the champions team that I ended up with here. I did this twice, so I have 2 different ones. And yeah, you can just see who the best Pokemon is. This does take some time, but I think it's a lot of fun. And this works well with the custom ROM. So if you want to make like a hard Elite Four and run through that, and then edit them and then make them even harder for the second round, and then maybe even a third time, and see how good the champions really are, you can do that. So that's a fun thing I've liked doing in this game. So another thing you do is the classic randomizer. There's plenty of different settings on the randomizer and ways you can randomize, basically giving you a unique experience each time. And there's like plenty of challenges you can do to pair with it, like Nuzlocke or like Mono type lock or something like that. So you can definitely make it unique each time. And there's plenty of games to try it with, even Rom Hacks. So what I would do is like start with like Gen 3 and just work your way up. And you know, then there's new Pokemon and moves each time you go to a new generation. So it's kind of like fun to go through it that way. And I believe it's easier now for like new gens. Like as you can see, I'm playing randomized Pokemon Y. So I think it's a lot easier now for the newer gens than it was before. and I think the universal randomizer works with the new gens as well. So yeah, that makes it nice. And something you can do, which I've done only once, and it ended up being like really fun, is customizing my own randomizer for like a custom challenge. So I randomized this Pokemon X, and I edited the team. So I randomized the game, and then I picked through, I like went through the change log and just saw like what the broken Pokemon were, and kind of gave like the gym leaders and my rival and the Elite Four, since the Elite Four in this game's terrible, I gave them some of the best Pokemon. Like if this Gorbis here had like huge power or something, I would give it to the water type gym leader, and they'd have like moves that work with their abilities and things, and it's just like a fun little challenge to go through. And I actually had a hard time beating some of these gym leaders. Like I think I gave like, there was like Machoke with huge power, and the fighting gym leader got it. So yeah, you can just make your own customized ROM and play a Nuzlocke with it, and it will be super difficult, and it's fun to work on, and you know, just challenge yourself to see if you can beat it. But you can go as deep as you like with it. You can change like all the Pokemon if you want. I only did like the key matchups because everything's already randomized, so I didn't feel the need to like change everything to make it different. But yeah, so a customized randomizer, or just your own, or just a regular randomizer, is something I like to do for fun. So those were the things I enjoy doing as a solo Pokemon player when I'm in the mood to play some Pokemon. So ROM hacks for that unique experience and some challenge. Tournaments when I'm in the team building mood and just want to build some teams and test them out. Custom ROMs when I want a personalized challenge for myself. And the classic randomizer. Can never go wrong with the classic randomizer. So don't forget to leave a like and a sub, and let me know if you enjoy doing any of these and what you enjoy doing, and if you'll try some of these. Just let me know down below how it goes, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.